No, sorry. No, still eating the chocolate egg. Sorry. Well, my depends. It is really good, so. But anyways, maybe it's better we start by spinning the wheel today. And here it is. Now, compared to last week, I made a few changes so that it's easier to tell which project we will actually work on, because just having the name wasn't enough. It wasn't really clear about what it will do each option. So now, hopefully, at least by showing the small screenshots, it will be easier to tell what each option does. Actually, if it's not working. There we go. Hey Don, what's up? Okay, so last week we worked on this one. The option right here. This type of side-scrolling swaps clone. The next one is a ramp2 commercial project, then and JRPG, then we have a match-free type of game, and a small platformer that we still have to finish. So those are the 5 options, but since we already worked on this one before, I would like to change the chances so it's lower, that way we don't really repeat it this time. And how do I do that? Okay, I think it's like that. Yeah, now it has less chances of showing up. Okay, I think with that we are ready. Let's see what we're coding today. And so here goes. And it's gonna be a big project today. We're actually working on making this framework. This one I was already working on an older version of the godotengine. So for this project, we're actually making it from scratch again. It'll be a good opportunity to rework all of the parts. So now we have that decided. Let's put you away. Okay, so I think we will, if I first posted a link to the original project. So let me find it. Here it is. Okay, so that's the original project, which is made in RenPy. It's basically a framework to make a basic turn-based RPG with a basic combat system, items, quest, crafting, all of that. And the idea will be to, let's say, reverse engineer it to use it in Godot. This was already working in version 3 up to a point. So this time we'll actually try to make it the whole project, but with another version. We should give us plenty of advantages with the scripting. Okay, so first I need to make a folder for that. So let me create a project here. So if you still don't have anything on the screen, I'm just setting everything up because I have to do this depending on which project gets selected. But it shouldn't take more than a couple of minutes. And I need to copy one more folder if I can find it. Okay, and we are ready. Okay, so starting with the template project that we'll be editing as we make the components. So what kind of features will this have? Let's start writing things down. So when it comes to interfaces, we will have an inventory. Change this. Where we will store the current items we have, how many. We have a crafting menu. Where we can create more items. We have a shop where we can buy items. So a common thing between all of these things will be the extensive use of items. Usually we have to create its own class and resource, and also the inventory itself. So we have this, then we have a scene for quest, which will list which one we have available, selected, or completed. They can be either to defeat enemies or have certain items. And then we have the battle scene. These 5 will be our main, let's call them main scenes that we're able to move between. And then for objects or components, we will have the item and the quest. These two will be our main data structures that will carry the rest of the framework. Then for the battle, we will have its unique components like the battles and all of that, but that's for later. The main point is that these two classes will be the ones that dictate how the rest of things will behave, because all of them rely on these two. So I think for starters, we could begin with the item itself and the inventory. And then from that we can move on to maybe crafting or shopping. Luckily, since this is a project already made in another engine, we don't have to worry about assets since they are already made. Now we go here, let's maybe here in scenes. Let's make a new one and let's call it, now should it be 2D or interface? Because I guess it won't make much sense to make it 2D since we won't really use any 2D components that we need to move on and such. So for now, let's make it an interface. And let's call it inventory scene. And since we already have the images as reference, we can use them here. Okay, let's try it here. Actually, it should be a texture so that it scales with the scene. Okay, so this is how we will end up looking. Actually, this shouldn't be here, right? I guess I will need the other screens. I will need this one instead. Okay, that's much better. Okay. Now with this we can start looking how to separate all of the vision screen as its own self-contained components. For example, a component for the list of items, one for the description of the selected items, same for the text here, one for how many currency we have, and a return button. This scene itself will probably only have the back color background and the title here. The rest will be their own self-contained notes. So I should keep eating this before it starts melting. Actually, it's already melting. So I should probably save this in in the fridge before it just turns into a puddle. I should also get the background color so I can reuse it later. Okay, next we need the fonts. And I think it's this one. I wonder if it's using another font for the red titles like this. Sorry if it's not changing the screen much. I'm looking from the additional files to see if you can find the fonts for this, because you can only see one. So I guess we have to reuse that one for this. Unless I can find the old version of the font. Like I think I'll do that. So give me 1 minute. Okay, I think now we can start replacing the components here on this image. So let's start with the title. I don't think it will be exact, but it should be fine. Now let's find the correct color for this. Okay, perfect match. Now changing the color for the shadow. And I guess it needs to be just close enough. And I can reuse this. Actually, maybe that's better. Yeah, I think this will do. Okay, what's up? It's less inventing and more readapting. Today they will pick a RenPy to Godot conversion project. It's a small RPG framework made for that visual novel engine that we are remaking for Godot. Because what the framework gives to use, it's all of these scenes and these components. It lets you use a basic inventory, crafting, shopping for buying and selling, basic quest, and a simple battle system. So the idea will be to adapt all of this from RenPy to the new version of Godot. Actually, this project is something that I was working. Oh, really? Oh, nice. Well, this one is, well, let me post the link again. That's the original framework. This was something I was working on the other version of the Godot engine on version 3. But I kind of stopped working on that, so I took the chance to add it to the wheel so that I can remake it in this new version. Okay, serious. Oh, those are two different projects. The RPG other system that I was making the other time, that's a different project. This one, it's remaking the framework just like it is there, but in Godot. Maybe I could reuse what I learned from making this on the other projects. That's how I usually work. Now I could make the font smaller, but it's been this factor of size scales well, so let's leave it like that. So yeah, that looks good. Actually, sorry they have to do this, but give me a couple of minutes. I have to put the rest of the chocolate egg in the fridge before it really melts, because I don't think I can eat anymore. So give me 2 minutes and I'll be right back. Back. And then send me the OBS crashed just as I was coming back. It's okay about the coincidence. Okay, hopefully the stream is back now. Actually, let me check. Okay, yeah, it's live. Well, yeah, I made the right call. The chocolate was starting to actually melt. So I had to make that stop. Sorry about that. Okay, well, put it then aside. I guess the first small component that we can make from this screen is the gold display. It's a way to get started and getting used to how to make the parts of the scenes. So let's bring those graphics here. Now this one should be a panel or just a graphic, a texture. Maybe I can use this and scale it accordingly to the panel. That would be probably the best option. But then how come these ones here are by a bigger border? Actually, maybe I should make these panels my own. That would probably be a better idea. Okay, so let's make a new panel. And this will be having X style. Hello, Reflex Peak. Today we will decide a random project to work on. This time it decided that we are remaking a RenPy RPG framework project to Godot. It's the one in this link. So this framework has a basic inventory, crafting, shop, quest and battle system with items and quests, and we'll kind of reverse engineer it to be made in Godot. Yeah, it's something I was already making for an older version that I kind of dropped, so this will be a good chance to remake it with many improvements. Nice, good to hear. Have you tried making anything lately, or just still learning the basics of how to code? It is pure white or is it slightly shaded? I see, still good to hear. Looking forward to see what kind of progress you make in the future. Nice. That's a good thing to try making. Actually, I do have a couple of games made for mobile that are uploaded on the Android store. So I say you chose a good target. You'll have fun learning how to explore and all of that. Okay, so the background is white, the border is this color, and let's see. Can I give it the right border? I see what. Technically, you could easily export purchasing Godot to any of the both mobile options. It's just I have the opposite case. I don't have an iPhone, so I could never try it up or upload it there. Well, that's fine. I think a width of 4 should be good enough. And then we will save this as its own panel style. Just in case, let's set it in its own folder, because probably in case we make more of this. Go to sleep. Oh, thank you. Have a nice rest. And thank you for stopping by. And thanks for the follow. Okay, since we have the panel, I guess it doesn't have to be exact on the size and all of that. I said we can take the liberty of setting the dimensions and all of that to what we need. Because we have the display, now we need to add some text. Actually, since we know if we have these two labels, in order to make them evenly spaced and all that, we could use, was it hbots? Yeah. So we make it like this, and then we get two labels. Okay, now this one should be the other font that I had saved here. But it should be a different shade, I think. No, actually, it's the same shade. Huh. So I can point here if I remember. Yeah. So like that, I'm give it a bigger size. And this is for the goal shot, so it will go to the right. And this is exactly pure black, so really lighter shade. And a smaller font size. Yeah, like that, perfect. And let's give this a smaller. Actually, I don't think we need to. Yeah, like that. You know, the goal will use the rest of the space. That way. Maybe up to there. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, let's assume that's all the gold that we can hold. And with that we have the first reusable component, because this display will show up on other screens, not just the inventory. For example, the shop, that will be necessary too. So in order to reuse it, we will save it its own scene. Components. Now, should this be in its own folder, or maybe just like that? And we'll reposition it. Now, one last thing will be to make this return button, because the rest of the components need to have the item starter available. So once we finish this button, we go to more strict coding. So for now, let's focus on this button. Now, which one of these is the asset for that? I guess it will be this one. No, it will be this one. Not this one either, because here it also fades out. So maybe it's here on the bottom. It kinda looks like this actually, doesn't it? but I don't see anything different on the sprites. So as we'll just change this through the styling. Okay, let's try making that box on it. I see, this is how it does it. Okay, so in that case, get a bit darker, and then when it's pressed, it will be lighter. And I should change this to the one here, so everything is consistent. I think I could push this text a bit more to the right. Which I can really do, huh? Maybe with the placeholder, yeah. Yeah, I think that's close enough. Maybe it should be a darker shade. Alright, I never actually gave it its own color. So I think it shares the same tone that this level here. So let's borrow that color. And no, it's a bit maybe too dark. Yeah, we can use that, and then we will use a different tone because when we hover the button and press it, the color might not mesh well. So to give an example, alright, the image is on top. Wait, why is the button not visible? Oh, that's actually weird. I know why. So it should be on viewport. Now with this, no, it should be the other way. Now I still see it gets affected here. I wonder how can I avoid that. It should be linear, so everything gets smooth. Okay, so it does scale with the window, but now the text here doesn't. Actually, this works. I just need to fix something with the font. Yeah, this should be fine. I still have to look up to fix this here decision that the UI won't get smooth when it's not windowed. Maybe like this. No, I still will do that. Yeah, I guess I will leave that for now. Okay, move it back there. And this should be all for now for the inventory scene. Once we have the items working on the game, we can create the rest of the components. Alright, also something that we should start working on. It's should it be here on all globals? Maybe let's make it like this so that here we can save things like the player stats and goal and all of that. So we'll do it like that, and we can access it from here. And here on the code display, we will add its own script. Okay, that will do. Now when you get created, it will read information from there. So yeah, for display elements, this could be the basic for the inventory. Now we can start worrying about how to define an item. So guys, here in components, no, maybe it should be in its own folder. Create items. Now here we define a script for the item. Maybe item base. Like this. Now for this, we should look up the documentation for this, which is available right there on the link. But here, let me open the PDF. Okay, let's write it here on another layer. Here we write down on people list of. Wait, not that. Where did I leave a file? Here. Okay, so what will be our item? Okay, so its parameters that we know we have will be the name. This will be displayed on the information display windows and all of that. An image. The value for buying and selling. An info and a small description of what the item is and an ID. Maybe this last one won't be necessary, but in case the item name has more than one word and all of that, we use the ID for easier access. Since we're going to add a crafting, an optional parameter will be the cost, which will be an array of other items. So actually this could be a resource instead of a class. And the image here will have actually two. One for when it's not discovered, and one for when we already discovered it. And then we have the class that will handle all of this, which will be the inventory. This one will definitely be a node class that will be able to add access on the node tree. Here we have the actual list, inventory list. Which will be also an array of items. And then for handling the inventory, we have a couple of functions. For example, pickup. Which will be the item ID. And an amount. Another function, just like we add items, we can also remove them. So we can say remove. And I guess we can also give it an amount. In both cases, this will be, we have a default value of 1. And I guess that's all that we need to define for the basic system. Yeah, this should be enough as a default. So let's save this. Is the edition how? Yep, it was on the original framework, and I will have it here too on Godot. Once we have defined the items and we can make sure that they work and we can see them on the inventory, we will move on to crafting, so make new items. That will probably be the next step after making sure that the inventory works. But before being able to craft items, first we have to define the items themselves. Because we can really make something from nothing. So first we define these two, that way when we go to the crafting scene, it will read from the inventory to see which items are available, and from there we will let us decide what to craft. Okay, so first thing first, I need to delete this script because it will actually inherit it from a resource. And where is it? Not here. Okay, first the item name. It feels like undiscovered is too long of a name for the variable. I'm sure there has to be a shorter way to name this, but for now this will do. That's out of the same with the discovered image. The value, I'm not sure what it means by value. I see the value in coins for buying or selling. Maybe you can find an example here on the documentation. No, not really. That is probably the value in gold. So let's put it as that. The integer. For string. And the ID will be, actually maybe this should be the first parameter. And lastly, now this should be an array of strings for the IDs of the items, or it should be the resources themselves. It probably much more cost effective to make it an array of strings, and it will save the IDs of the items. Here we have that. Now we can create the first resource. So let's see what we can make. First, need to find the images. I forgot to bring all of this here. Okay, first let's use this asset to make the basic water item. And I need to give it its own class for that. And I think it's probably for the best to make the file name and the ID to match, so it's easier to find. So let's name it like that. And just for consistency's sake, let's see how it's named on the documentation. And this, if I can find it. Now we have to look up on the actual code for this. Okay, just give me a minute. I have to open one of these scripts. Okay, here's the information. Right, something else I forgot to add to the list. It's another variable. Because some methods will be able to be used during battle. So we have a boolean here. But how do we name it so it's easy to check? Can battle? No. Is battle? No. Maybe something like this. It's really a terrible name, but it will have to do. So that's another variable that we have to add. Okay, the name, now we borrow the actual name from the original documentation. And we give it its sprites. Say value 2, it's not usable during battle, and the description. Okay, with that we have the first item. Now, before making the other items, we should see if we are able to display this on the inventory scene. For that, we'll go back to the game scene, because here is where we hold information of the whole game session. So I think to make the inventory, first we will its own script and class that we can instantiate on the game scene. So we will look at that. Now the thing is, to be able to add and remove items, you will need to call information of the entire inventory list. But should that be the responsibility of the inventory or of the autoload game data? Maybe let's leave it here. For items list. Like that, so I can easily access it. Now this list will be different from the ones from the list of the current items we have, so it will need a different name. Now this should hold the IDs of the items or the items themselves. Since we won't really do much with the items, we just hold the IDs, so we'll be an array of strings. That will start empty. Actually, it should also be created empty. And we just make the basic functions for picking up removing items. Now luckily, since we only hold the IDs, there will be duplicate names on the list. Maybe later on we can change it so that repeated items will stack. So instead of an array, it will end up being, no, actually it will be an array because it has to be ordered in some way. Yeah, first we will have them separate, and then we can make a new class for stacking them. That could be a nice improvement. So for functions, say string and amount, which will be always default as fun. So here, since we're not stacking them, we will loop the amount here and add them to the array. So range of amounts, which by default we only loop once. And here we will append the ID. And same for removing them. Now here before removing them, first we have to check if there is an instance of the ID. So if this has the ID, item ID, and that should be the basic functionality for picking up and removing. Actually, before doing that, first you should check if the ID is in the current items. But how do we do that? If items list, yeah, I think this will work. So first it checks if the ID matches with any of the items in the list. So if the ID exists, then it will add the item. And for removing, since I don't think we've decided to do that check because it's not adding anything new, so it should be safe. Okay, now we go to the second scene and we add the inventory. And here we can add the element. I guess we don't really need the function for displaying the items, as we can just access that. So just for testing purposes, let's see what we get. Okay, it's empty. So we'll say pick up item water, and we'll print it. Where it didn't show up. It could be because of this. I forgot the return. There we go, now it's working. Yes, so now if we add two of these, you have frames total. And if we remove just one, it should go back to 2. Yep. Okay, now let's start with more than one item. So here we will create another one, and this time it will be paper. Okay, now it's on the list. Actually, I want to check what happens if I try to add an item that isn't on the list yet. It shouldn't crash, so yeah. Okay, that's good. So now if I add the water, then the 2 papers, and I remove the water, by the end, it should have only the 2 papers. Yep, that's perfect. That's working. One more thing should be to add a signal from when this list gets updated. So signal. Item list. Now, should this always be sent? Okay, maybe. Just to be sure. So once it's finished processing all of this, if the list was actually updated, then we fire the signal. So we give it the contents list and the list of the resources. Because it will need that information. Now, because of that, it could be better to have this information in other autoload scene. Yeah, probably something like game resources or something. Here we could pass all of this. And then here on the inventory, here. It doesn't show up as a variable. Can fix to that, and we just need to send the updated list. So any other component of the game can just look up on the autoload here. And once we have the information for the player and enemies, we can save them here also as arrays. Okay, and all of that is working just as before. Okay, since we have the basic inventory, I think we can go back to the inventory screen. Okay, so first, let's just make the list here. Then once we have this showing, we can create the other windows for the detail and description. Okay, now here, this component here, we actually we have other components inside, because this grid will actually be a small panels or buttons for each item. So that's where we will instantiate. So let's make a new panel for that. This one is a wider or so we have to make it a bit bigger. And again, this has to be exact, just close enough. One will be bold. And I think it's the same, no, just slightly darker. So it's probably this zone. Let's stick with these dimensions. That should be enough. Now, because of how the inventory is created, it will not be able to display all of the items, only up to a certain length of the array. So you probably have to get not the whole list, but only from one index to a certain number. That's why it's set on pages. So probably when it gets created first, it will ask for page 1, for example, and you go from the index 0 to 29, for example. Because here, how many other? 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 2, 3, 4. So display up to 50 items each time. So that's something that we should consider. So that should be the, I guess, the inventory scenes. No, should be the displays job. We should make all of these components as self-contained as possible. So the display will hold information only here, and when we press on one button, it will send a signal to the inventory, and then we will create and display these two panels. That will probably be the best way to delegate the tasks. So this grid should probably just be a plain image on the background. So let's see if we can make a repeatable pattern. That is, if it's here. Actually, it should be that one. So we set it to tile. Yep. There it is. We keep the size. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep, just like that. And we put this somewhere here. But here the icons are bigger. We need to hide the panel for now. Okay, now we have a problem. These ones aren't expanding like I was hoping. Because they will tile, but only by keeping the original size. So I guess I will need to make 50 of these components here on the display. Well, then I guess it's time to work. So let's make a new button. Actually, we should probably attach the button. Oh, that's the perfect size. Good. Okay, so now we can turn this into a grid. We should be in this position. And its size should be 78 by 10, 78 by 5. Now is in the scaling. There we go. I was forgetting that. Okay, so if I add more of these. I think that's the issue. Okay, there's that. Now, I guess to set and disable, we need to use this empty frame. Now, making the logic for this button will be quite a task because if it has no set item ID, it should be disabled. So we have the same match. Otherwise, it will use these ones here, but also displaying the icon, which I don't think it can do here, even its own texture as a child. Okay, but for that, first I need to take a small break. Now's the perfect time, so we can go back and tackle this with full force. So take a chance, you too if you want, and I will see you in a couple of minutes. No, actually, it should hold the ID because on its own it will store the image, but when it gets pressed or hovered, it will send a signal to the other components. So yeah, it should be the ID. So it's saying hover and pressed. And by default, it will disable. Hopefully now it's back again. I don't know why my connection suddenly died out of nowhere. But yeah, hopefully now the stream is back. At least I'm seeing here on the manager. So let's just continue. Right, so where was I? Yeah, making the button for the items. So it will be disabled if the ID it's blank. So in that case, ID is equal to blank. Now for setting the image, right, actually first we need to make it that. So let's try with this, and yeah, that's working. So if item that is different than blank, then texture will be sources we have to find the resource. So let's really begin a function for that. So we say get item string and we return Alright, should we filter? So I guess result should be item dot like that. And if false, if we found an item there, we open the first one. Else we return null, so I didn't find anything. Now with this, we can say get item and we pass it the ID. And what was the name? Image. Okay, now for the rest of the textures, we need to, where was it? And it's a bit more of a gap. Okay, now when it's pressed, should be this one. It's pretty much the same. And unfortunately, I cannot change the opacity of the image, so I guess I will have to edit this. Let's see where can I do that. adjustments, probably here. Or it should be lighter when we press the button. Okay, now if we save this, mapper still gets focused. I wonder if I can change that. Or maybe we don't set anything here. Yeah, but we same for the focus state start. If I press it, I don't see anything different. Maybe it's not light enough. Could be because the texture is blocking the inputs. No. Okay, so it's registering the press. So why is it changing the assets? Probably because of the focus. So in that case, I guess we can't really do anything about it. Unless we change the type to another button. I guess that would be the best option. But that will probably be the same issue. This focus only works for as a change around the button, not for the button itself. Okay, so in that case, maybe I should change this so that this border around should change the color. So I paint this, then delete this. No, wait. This one was fine. What I need to change is the other one. And this actually should be, the center should be deleted. Okay, now it should work. Okay, so now this one is focused, so it has the border around. And if I press, it's slightly, no, so it should probably be darker then. But maybe not too dark. So just select the adjustment here. This one is actually way worse. I guess we can leave it like that for now. So I will set the graphics correctly with the ID. Now I just need to make it so that it will emit the signals. So when it's pressed, emit item ID. And same for hover. Now actually, how do we check for this? I guess mouse enter. Okay, like that. And now here on the inventory, let's make 3 of these for testing. And I guess now we can save it as its own scene. Okay, so first we save the position to use later on the scene. And we can give it a script to have the information. Let's name it just in case, and we will save the information. Okay, first things first, just for testing, I want to see if we can read the ID of every button. So and since I guess it didn't display anything, I guess that works. At least it didn't crash, so I guess that's working. I guess we can start by making a function to populate the list with the inventory. So we can call it update read with the list of the items. Now we have to remember that this list will not have all of the inventory, only up to 50 items. So how do we call this list, this parameter? So this we call the IDs, and then I guess the logic will be to look through the whole list in the grid, and if the index is still in the list of items, then we will set the ID. Otherwise, it will set it as empty. I guess it will be the most educated guess. So we say for I in range, actually it should be getting size. will say item buttons. Maybe will be equal to blank if the size of the items list is no, should be the other way around. Oh no, but this will hold the ID already, so we don't need to access anything. The else will be blank. Okay, that should be enough. So I guess when we create the display, we can look up on the game station for the list. Okay. Should it be here? Alright, no, it will be in the inventory, which will be on the game scene on top. Which I guess we could pass as a placeholder on the display. Yes, now we go here and we load this in. It should load the... No, it didn't. Display the arguments and have element type expected. So even though it's an array of strings, it doesn't count them as such. Well, at least this time it didn't crash, but we don't have any item displaying. Ah, wait, it's the other way around. Now it is working. Okay, so now we can display the items, so let's make the entire grid. Bring 1, 4, 5. Nope, not this one. Here. Okay, and now here the display should also, I think it already does. No, it doesn't. So we need to connect the signals of the buttons. So here we also see, say, item pressed. Right, I just need the other component to show down there. So I guess it's this one. No, weird, it doesn't show the signal. Ah, here it is. And pass the ID as well. Oh, hey, come on. Nice to see you here on Sunday. How's it going? Right, before I forget, I need to also add a display down here. For the name. Actually, we need the image too. Right, like that. Now we move it around. Well, yeah, hope you're having a nice Sunday. Kind of relaxing today. Happy Easter to you too. Did you have any chocolate egg today? I was having a bit earlier today, but I had to put it back on the fridge because it was melting too fast. So I couldn't eat it all. Some actual real legs. I see. Real legs aren't really my thing. So I settle with the chocolate ones. Let's in the label. This one we go down here. But yeah, here today we celebrate about having some chocolate and making this project from the wheel that pick randomly. This one is actually a RenPy project that I'm adapting to the new version of the godotengine. because I was actually making this back then on the version 3 of the engine, but I kind of abandoned it, so I took the chance to add it to the wheel. It's a way to try it again, but with more experience and with the improvements on the new version of the engine. And so far we're making some good progress. We got the basic data structure for the items, for an inventory, and now we're working on the scene for showing the items, so that we can later rearrange them or drop them. So I don't know how much longer I will stream today, but I like to have at least the inventory scene ready with the displayable items, showing the information, and being able to drop them. I think that will be a good development today. I got to show off. Now, where does this go? So I think this card is against the water. So if I pick the color from here, okay, now we find that point again. Now here we have to see if the size and position matches. No, not really. So it's 2 characters to the left of the grid and just one just slightly bigger, like that. Yeah, that looks good enough. Okay, and we give it this size. And now we need a reference to this label. Okay, first we set it as blank, and then we need to connect 2 signals from the bottom for changing this label. First, item hover, which will give us the item ID as well. Here we change the text to... No, actually, we might need a new function for this because we need to get the item from the list. So we'll be like that. Now I should go back to this and let's see. how to make it so that when the mouse leaves, it does something else. Maybe if like that. So if the item maybe it's blank, then we set the label to just this, and we reach the function. Otherwise, we will do the whole flow of finding the item in the list. And here is the item was info. Yeah, it was, but it's not showing here the autocomplete. Maybe if I do this. So it won't show up the variables. That's too bad. Okay, so now we go here to the scene. Okay, now if I hover the mouse over one of the icons, you show the... Alright, it's not the description, it's the name. And there we go, that's working. If I put the mouse outside the grid or on another button that's disabled, it won't show up anything. Okay, so we have this part ready. Now what's next? I guess for now we leave the sorting for another time. I want to have at least the details and description to be able to show. So let's make first the description. So let's make one more panel, and this will be item description. Maybe the same style as usual. And we don't worry too much about the dimensions. Actually, we can copy this level here, since it uses the same formatting. And enable for the information inside. I see, so it starts around the E. No, actually, I think we already have something like that. Yeah, here. Same color, same font. We can use this instead. And yep, looks about the same. So now we'll drag this all the way to the panel. And just like this data display here, we will save it as its own scene. Display, yeah. There's that. Now I give you some functionality. It's nice. Display, and you will need this label to call the information. Description. Info string, and we'll just say info. That's it. So back here on the inventory scene, we will set a reference to the display as well. Actually, now we need both of these displays. We never give it its script, so now the time. And for connecting the scenes, what we need for sure is when a button from the item display it's pressed, the inventory will capture that and send it as a signal to the description. Now the thing is, how do we tell it when we do not want another item? We do not want it to display anything. Because I don't think there's anything else that can capture the input of the mouse. So I will need something outside the grid to capture that. I wonder if I can do that. Okay, that does that. And if I do it behind the grid, no. Okay, that does work. Okay, in that case, we go back to the scene and we can set this color rect to capture the inputs, I think. Ah, right, I forgot about this. So if I press this and press here, yeah. Which means we will have to save a reference to which button is being pressed. Send button, it's gonna be null. And we'll give it a setter. Okay, so first of all, the description will be visible only if the correct button is null. Now, otherwise, if there is a current button, no, actually, that shouldn't be there. Okay, it's hidden. Actually, since it probably be different button. Like that, so only when that button loses focus, we will set the button as false, which will set the display as invisible. And now on the item display, when item gets pressed, Right, it will give us the ID. So I guess this won't really work. But if we hold information about the ID, so we can use that in our favor. And it's Watson in that case. So then we're gonna get that signal. We can say current Watson is equal to that item. But it gets hidden immediately. I wonder if that's okay. Okay, this works fine, but changing between items will make that happen. I guess we can leave it like that for now. It doesn't break anything really. But we do need to change the information on the description. And how do we do that? If it's not known, we connect the signal. Maybe here we change the description. So we say the description. Like that. So now here we just have to give it the ID that it's stored in the button. Perfect, it's working. Okay, we have the info here, we have the description. Now the last thing will be to add the details. So just like last time, we will make a panel for that. Let's name it details display. Maybe your font should be tiny bit smaller. No, maybe not, maybe that's fine. Yeah, it's probably best to keep some consistency between all of the labels. Okay, so here we have the texture for the icon, a label for how many items there are in total, another label for the price, and last one at the bottom for the item name. Okay, so first it's the texture. It's a bit complicated to resize because we don't know for sure how big it will actually be. So it's hiding the panel again to see behind it. Like that, and let's borrow again the I deleted the close the dash label. So let's borrow this one. It's slightly smaller than the original font, but it should be fine. Maybe it should be a bit bigger. Yeah, like that's okay. And one last label for this one here, which actually is pretty similar to its title. So let's copy it here. I wonder if it will be fine if it's slightly bigger than the original. Because, I mean, it looks okay. Maybe if I move this, yeah, a bit lower. And this is too close to the description below, so but the problem is it's not gonna be the same position that this panel, so I guess you have to leave it there. And already run out of music. I actually wasn't expecting to be streaming this long. I thought it would be 3 hours at best, but we have been making quite a lot of progress. So I'd like to at least finish this display and be able to drop items. So that will be probably the best point to stop once we have all of that working. But first, need some music behind. So since we have the basic components, now we can save it on its own. So let's do the usual. Save the position. Okay, now we give it its own functionality. Now, what information will change? Well, it'll be the image, the amount, the price, and the name. So all this four. Now the complicated part will be to send the information about how many items there are. That's something that we have to calculate on our own on the inventory scene. Okay, so what kind of information will it have? I guess it will be just like the description that will get the ID. So update details. And the amount. Someone label the text. item ID. Now with this item, we populate the rest of the fields. So texture, 10 dots. Post icon. Now discover image. There we go, that was how it was made. Okay, then price label. Oh, actually, it was different way. For the price, value. Okay, this should update the information. And just like the description, we should hide it when we don't have a current button set. Later on, when we add the button to toss, we'll probably send a signal. Actually, we should add that now, a signal to request to drop an item. Okay, now here on the scene. No, it shouldn't be here. Okay, now when you set the button, when it's pressed, okay, then press. Okay, it's different than null. Now, how do we calculate this? Because this kind of information we can only check through the inventory, but we cannot really access that from here. Unless we save a reference to that. Actually, we can make a separate function for that. So, okay. The item amount. And how do we count how many items there are? No, just like that. And now here we can check the inventory and with the item amount. And finally, we can pass all this information to the details. The details with the ID. Oh, finally. Okay, it's empty, but since we already have an inventory displaying, it will crash. So guys, it's finally time to instantiate the inventory scene. And for now we pass it here as a reference, but later on, when we instantiate it, actually that should be right now, so instantiate. Pass it as a reference, and then we add it to the scene. And voicing of showing the color. That's why it should be on this color. Because everything else seems to be working. Should I pass directly the whole list or just a page? No, probably for now just the list because it will be smaller than 50, so it should be fine. But it's still not showing the color, why? That's why. Okay, now this is working. I guess the last thing to do for today will be to add a drop item just to make sure that it's working. So let's try making that. But which one is it? No, it's not any of these. So I guess I have to make it on my own then. So between the P and just past the 5. Maybe just a tiny bit higher here. Yeah, that's good enough. Okay, now the styling. It's gonna be empty, it won't be disabled. So what kind of color do we give it? No, it's too light, so we probably did leave this for hover. I wonder if it's the same color as the shadow. No, it kinda is. And let's give it the usual font. No, just a tiny bit lighter. You didn't copy the color. No, the same one. I will need something darker. I guess the default color of the border. A bit too strong, but you will have to do. So how will this behave? Okay, so when we press it should have a maybe bit darker tone. Or maybe this. That's the problem. The color shouldn't change when it changes focus. Yeah, I guess that will do for now. Okay, we have that ready. Now we need to give it some functionality. So we send a signal to request a drop, which will receive the scene. And since we already saved the current button, we don't know which item to drop. So in that case, requested connect. Drop requested. If the button is different null, which means that we have information of an item. Let's say inventory. Remove item ID and just one. Okay, let's see if that's enough. Okay, if I press this, I think I know the problem. It's because its completeness outside the grid zone, it loses focus. That's gonna be a problem. What to do? Because we would like to keep the outline here too. Maybe if instead of making that lose focus, let's see how we can make it different. Another description, here in display. I like to try something just to make sure that my theory works. If I press this control, or I can control if it input gets enter. No, this will probably need some more work. But aside from that, everything else seems to be working just fine, so that's good. So the panels won't check that. It's when we press the button, because it can only focus on one component at a time. Actually, I think we have to leave it like that for today. I have to finish with it. We have to basically just hit 4 hours. That's a lot. Actually, we hit double the time I was expecting to stream today. But yeah, if you're lucky, we'll continue it next week, depending if the wheel will sit. So let's check out if there's anyone to raid. Wow, there's nobody live. Crazy. Well, okay then, guys. I will leave you on your own, everyone. Enjoy the rest of the Sunday, Easter, if you celebrate it. And tomorrow I will try to stream, probably just playing some games to relax a bit. Nothing weird out of the ordinary just because it's April 1st. Nothing really wink. But yeah, if you wanna just playing some games for once in a while, you can do that. It'll probably be around the same time. So a bit after afternoon. But yeah, I think we want to stop by to watch, comment, lurk. I'll see you tomorrow for some gameplay. Until then.